Before you discovered Peter Obi, I was already running for president. And now because I look small, Peter Obi, I said, now packaging. Nobody knows Sabi to package things. You feel pack your load now, say my next vacation, na Anambra, I won't go spend them. If I join Peter Obi, I will be going against what I have always stood for, which is that I would never support a Nigerian leader who has been president, governor, chairman, local government councillor before, who I consider non-performing. It's the same reason I would never have joined hands with Atiku. And the Peter Obi you are talking about was vice president to Atiku when I was the presidential candidate in 2019.
Yes.
So what are we talking about? Peter Obi on. There's no lesser evil in my books. If you are evil, you are evil. If you are good, you are good. But I am not interfering with people who have emotional attachments. So I have a general disdain for non-performance.
Okay, Omoyele Sowore there. Still in the podcast. I think I've posted 2 videos of the podcast with the Hornet Bunch people. They do other material and a couple of these other people. Massive podcast. I followed up. I watched live, and then the premiere. I joined in the premiering of the podcast, and then Sowore, you can't take away anything from me. Massive understanding, dogged interest, quite ambitious, even if he lacks tact and strategy. I think that's Sowore's problem. On this particular clip, which of course I have to put out, he's shading Peter Obi here and says he's a packaged, he's been packaged, and went on to say, I think that's where my only problem with Sowore, the fact that he doesn't, Sowore is someone that on his head, he wants to be president, but looking back at what he has in his hands, he doesn't know how to get in there. And the Sowore is just somebody that is hoping and praying, waiting in the corridors, hoping that one of these days a revolution will happen and the people will say take. But it's not to win an election. Because Sowore wants to win an election, there are basic things he needs to start implementing. Let me tell you this. On this particular podcast, Sowore talked about Fela Durotoye and shaded him and said he saw in 2019. Because for those of us that were very actively involved in 2019, I've known Fela Durotoye since 2009. My mentor, Dr. Suleiman, introduced Fela Durotoye to me as one of the very few Nigerians at the time that was doing exceptionally well. And I've been in the coaching and motivational speaking, public speaking, so to speak, therapism industry for a long while. And then Fela had a whole lot of prototype. He had strategies, he had business summits, had conversations with young people that would help you to gain mastery of whatever you were doing. So you have to know Fela at the time. Grew to become Africa's #1 motivational speaker and conference speaker at the time. Massive inspiration and motivation he brings. So 2019, I had supported him. But then Sowore was already making good noise and he was a bit more dogged. But Fela was doing some other groundwork. Let me tell you. When the young people in the 2019 elections wanted to begin to, I'm talking about Kingsley Moghalu, Fela Durotoye, Omoyele Sowore, and a couple of, even Party told me, though he was old, wanted to, the agreement was for all of them to have synergy. People with that were not in the league of the APC and the PDP at that time. We supported it. But after the convergence of these thoughts, Sowore broke out and still went on to having his own. That was why I did not vote to Sowore. That's why I didn't vote him in 2019 election. I rather voted Fela Durotoye in that particular election. But Fela had a strategy. As I talked to you at that time, Fela had a very strong influence in Nigeria campuses. I was heavy. So I felt that if all of them are put together, Kingsley Moghalu has already worked in CBN as deputy governor general, and he's had so much experience. Pato told me he's one of the finest Nigerians ever. And then he's got roots in a lot of the economics and social influence around. If all of you come together, whoever becomes, it is to submit your structure and system. See today, look at Sowore. In all of his talk, you will not hear his straight. I've asked a few persons who are core Sowore supporters, and I say, Sowore wants to be president. There are basic things. Sowore is not making any massive inroads into higher institutions in this country. He's not making any massive inroads into communities in this country. Apart from social medias and a few talakawas that are gathered in a few places, there is no influence of this guy. Okay, a few of us know him. I like Sowore, I listen to him, but he do not have a strategy. And bashing Peter Obi is not a strategy. Oh yes, Calling Peter Obi fraud or packaged in the over packaged person is not a strategy. What is your strategy? Peter Obi got a strategy that earned him over 6 million votes in his first contest as president of Nigeria. It's not because he's been governor. A lot of persons didn't even know him. I saw over 70-year-old people go to pick voters card or register to vote in the last election because Peter Obi, a strategy worked. So I ask Sowore, this is your interest of being president. What is the strategy? Or you are just going to wait, engineer, ginger, inspire Nigerians enough to take over power forcefully through a bloody revolution, and then you will not be installed as president. At that time, how many years can that be? With the way Nigerians are now, with the cruise and entertainment, with hunger, with the caging, with the state capture, you think revolution is imminent in a couple of years? That's going to be a long while. So we are going to have you keep talking every year, every 4 years. You are young. We are tired of seeing that. And if there is no strategy for 2027, Sowore, you should shut out. Oh yes, I say this respectfully because I follow you and I like you. You don't like nobody, don't like anybody. So what is the strategy? Party to me is not the only person you have in this world is that the freeze and Shehu Kuti. Is that going to win election for you? No, bro, no. I agree that there are a few campaigning for Peter Obi in 2023. I was privy to a lot of information, and I said that people reached out to me, people that have been donating massively to Sowore's campaign. I'm not calling him fraud. I'm not calling him a thief. People that have given $10,000, $50,000. I met somebody reached out to me that he said his group had about 11,000 euros put together for 2019 elections. All of that. But when Peter Obi came in 2023, a lot of those funds were channeled to Peter Obi's campaign. And then I asked, with all those monies that you got as donations from Nigerians around the world, what was the strategy to winning the election? What was it? What was the strategy? It is beyond bashing. By now, yes, you cannot. Is it not Olusegun Obasanjo? Again, respect to him. He's turned out to be one of the best presidents of Nigeria in recent times, and maybe one of the top 3 presidents in the history of this country. But some of us were not happy with this kind of his interest to run to amend the constitution to allow him to run for 3rd term, or is this his kind of elections he conducted before he left? But then he's got a chance. You can actually have a mix of a few. If you even look at the people supporting, some of them are fraudsters, Yahoo boys, job pushers. Some of them are thieves, but you are working with them. So you don't want to recognize bad people, but you can work with bad people that are coming from the ground. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Did you not give Mr. Jollof ticket to running for House of Rep in 2019 in Delta State? Jollof left and came back and said the party is fraud, that the party is the same as other parties. But has anybody used that against you? Let's put this together. If we really want to rescue, if Sowore wants us to rescue Nigeria, he should be thinking better than he's thinking now. And that's a fact. Work with people that you think you can. You say there are no lesser evil. Bro, there are lesser evil. There are lesser evil. You can work with lesser evil to achieve an aim. If you think that all this message on social media is going to help you one day to attain 500,000 votes, you are joking. And guess what? You are reducing. Your votes are reducing by every 4 years. That is more. And those of you that are Sowore fans are going to stop with that. What is the strategy to win? Stop telling us that election is the strategy. Numbers makes it work. Now numbers, you have to get numbers. Why are people doing alignment with North and South, with Christians and Muslims? You are seeking numbers. Where do you have a complex society? A few of the dynamics that work abroad may not work here. You have to consider a lot of things. And then if you say you want to win election, you want to be president, you have hope, you have plans, then must be with the strategy. I am getting your attention with the strategy. Yes, I am getting your attention now with the strategy. What is the strategy to win? Let's tell ourselves the truth. Excuse me.